Hi everyone. Hope everyone's well. Just checking my... Wish I could get it straight first go, but we'll just move it over a little bit. See how that goes. Nice to have everyone on, whoever's going to watch this morning. Just going to move it a little bit more. Can never judge with my... Now I'm too far the other way. Trying to get it straight. That's better. Go a little bit more. Good morning, whoever's watching. I'll leave it at that. Good morning, Corinda. Hello. Nice to have you on. I'll just increase my screen. No, we don't want that. There we go. Oh, we've got lots on. Hello, Jenny. And Carmel, good morning. I'll see you I'll see you on Wednesday. Good morning, afternoon. Marianne, probably afternoon for you. It's morning here for me. Hello, Beth. Good morning, Nerida and Lorraine. I don't know if I've had Lorraine on for a while or before. Good morning, Glenda. Nice to have everyone on. It's a beautiful day here. A little bit of wind, not too bad. Hello, Carol. I'll get started in a minute. I'll just wait for a few to come on before I start my little spiel at the beginning. I only do this now because I upload it to YouTube, so everyone can see it on there. This is annoying me that it's crooked. So I'm going to go, I never know which way to go. That way, maybe. That will do. That's not right. We'll go that way. I shuffle around with this camera every time. There we go. Now we're right. It's close enough. Good morning, Marilyn. Hello, Amanda. Haven't had you on for a while. You've probably been working. Hi, Carol and Heather. Heather Partridge. We might just get started. We've got lots on this morning. This is a really simple card. Well, it's fun. It's a good way to use up your designer series paper. I know someone said the other day they hate cutting into their paper, but I love cutting into mine because then I know I'm going to get something nice out of it. It's not going to create itself, so you've got to do something with it. So cut up your paper as much as you can. Good morning, Sharon and Dell, Brenda. Lots on this morning. Hello, Gay. Nice to have everyone on. We shall get started. My name's Laura Stranks. I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm admin for this group, and I'm also a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I joined Stampin' Up back in 2016, so it'll be 10 years next year. I've stuck with it. A couple of times I thought of dropping off, but still going. I'm at Silver Elite level, so for me to drop off and join, I haven't got an upline at the moment. My upline resigned last year, I think it was, or might have been the year before. So I'm direct to Stampin' Up. When your upline, your direct upline drops off, you go in under Stampin' Up itself. We have a group that's called D2SU, which is direct to Stampin' Up, and any questions that we have, the girls in there, it's all Australia wide and New Zealand. I'm not sure about New Zealand. I know it's all Australia wide. So anyone that's got any questions, they pop them in there, or you can just ring Stampin' Up or do a chat, email them because you don't have an upline. my Facebook page is called Cards by Laura. I've got lots of photos in there. It's not it's a follow along page. It's not where you'll get tutorials or anything from. It's just for viewing all the cards that I do at my workshops and classes, and my YouTube and live videos. All the cards go in there. I haven't put any in for a while, so I might do that this afternoon. The Facebook group, if you're watching now, you'll be in this group. It's called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials, and I'm so grateful for everyone that posts their cards. My group is all about sharing, so if you're new to the group and you're new just watching me this morning, good morning Jeannie and May and Janine from Ohio. Good to be able to, thanks Amanda, I'd love to have you on. Yes, so please share your creations. That's what the group's about. There's lots of tutorials in the files tab in there. If you've got any friends that want to join, be sure that they answer the 2 questions. I had a couple of ladies last night invited by someone else, and they didn't answer the question. So there's 2 there. One, that why you wish to join the group, whether it be just for the tutorials or you're interested in what's in my group. And the other is that you agree to the rules. Pretty simple questions and easy to answer. I'll just have a mouthful of water. I can feel a tickle coming on. So that's my group. In the featured tab there, I just pin stuff in there that I don't want to get lost in the feed. So all the measurements for my Saturday lives, I pin in there. That way they're easier to find and they don't get lost in the feed. Anything important that I want to let the members know, I pin it in there. So it's easy. Just go browse through the featured tab from time to time. You'll see lots of information in there as well. Photos tab has got everyone's photos that's ever posted anything. It goes in there. So lots of inspiration in there. And my YouTube channel, which this live will be uploaded to, is called Creative Gems. Now I do have another, my private group that's for my girls in my team and the girls that come to my workshops. That group is called Creative Gems as well. I set it up purposely that way because that was my original group. And then when I decided to do YouTube videos, I called it Creative Gems as well. It may be a bit confusing, but if you're wanting to subscribe to my channel, you just have to hit the subscribe button. There's a little bell in there as well. If you hit that, it'll notify you each time my videos are there for viewing. But if it's the group that you're trying to join, that's not for anyone. It's only my personal group. So I have had a few people lately request to join my Creative Gems group. That's not a group for everyone to join. If you're in my Craft Room Tips and Tutorials group, that's where you need to be, or you can subscribe to the channel. I'll put that away. I've burbled on enough. So today's card we've called Zig Zag Gatefold with a belly band. Very simple to do. Good way to use up your designer series paper. It takes probably half a sheet, pretty much half a sheet of the 12 by 12, and this is how it goes. This one is the Australian measurements. You'll see it's a little bit taller. I think they're both the same. Yes, they're both the same width, which fits in either envelope. But ours in Australia, we're 5 7/8 high. So that's how it works. I can see you looking at this and thinking, how did she do that? I'll show you that when you get to it. You can do your writing inside there. There's nothing on the back, so you just get the full pattern on the back. And because it keeps popping up, I decided to put belly bands on them. I don't often do a belly band lately. I was over them for a little while, but it sits nicely with the belly band. And this is the US one. I put butterflies there, which I have to just hold them down to get the belly band off. And it opens like this. Now this one, I used a directional paper, which was a mistake. I was thinking that I could get all of this pattern on the outside, because when you cut, I'll show you when we get to it, when you cut, this piece is up the other way, so I had to do it this direction. I wanted the flowery pattern on the outside, but then when it came to this piece, it didn't work. So, and that's the back of that one. So I do recommend, if you haven't got a non-directional paper, then maybe, I don't know how you'd work it, maybe you'd probably have to cut two pieces, one upside down and one the right way to get this bottom piece here. I should have kept the other one no, this is the one I did, but I did want the pattern the other way. I wanted all the flowery pattern on the outside, which would be out here as well, but it ended up the other way around. So I hope that makes sense. I'll show you in a minute. Mary Blythe, just turned midnight. It's time for you to go to bed. I sat up late last night and watched a movie that I'd watched, I think, 3 times before. Hello, May. Love the pattern papers. Yes, and I've got a really pretty one this morning to do. So, thanks, Corinne. That's my phone dinging. Don't worry about that. It's just a notification. Jeannie, where does everyone get your beautiful papers you use on your card? Mine is all Stampin' Up. Actually, that's another little story I'll quickly tell you. I spent half a day yesterday sorting all my designer series papers. They were just starting to annoy me because any ones that retired, I just shoved them in on top of each other. They're all in shelves, but they were doubled up. And when you wanted to find one, because I've kept a lot of my old papers, I very rarely sell designer series paper unless it's a full pack that someone, and I don't particularly like it much anymore. I'll probably sell it. But yes, I bought this big box. It's called a banker's box. It's like an archive box, but it's bigger. It fits 12 by 12 standing up. And I've used the backing out of the specialty papers. It's usually a thicker cardboard. I've used that as a divider. And I'll take a photo later and show, I'll pop it onto my group page. And I'll show you how I've done all the dividers in it. Then my hubby made a little trolley. Well, it's just a flatbed with 4 wheels on it. And the box sits on top of that. And it's under my desk and I can wheel it in and out. I think it's magical. It took me half a day to do it all because I pulled every piece of paper out that I own. Sorted it all out. I've got all my current stuff in the one place now, and I love it. So that was my day yesterday, as well as cleaning the house to start with. Hello, Tina. Good morning. I'll see you tomorrow. And Jane and Tony, happy birthday. It's not my birthday. I'm not sure who you're saying happy birthday to. Marianne, you mean my box? Yes, I'll take a few photos, so side on and everything, and inside, and I'll show you what it looks like. So we'll get started. I'm not sure who you're saying happy birthday to, Tony. If you could let me know. It's not my birthday. My birthday's in April. These are the measurements you will need. They were put up on Tuesday, and they're also pinned to the featured tab. Yes, thanks, Marianne. I'll put some photos up this afternoon. Excuse me while I have another drink. Okay, now I've done the 2 measurements for you. So if you're US, it's not a lot of difference. It's just the height that's different. And then the scoring's exactly the same. And then the Australian one. So I'm doing another Australian one this morning, but you can follow along with your measurements if you're doing it with me. So my DSP, I've chosen, this is my favourite, and it's my favourite out of the pack of paper as well. This is 12 by 5 3/4. I didn't do it 5 7/8 because it was all mucking around with 1/8 and stuff in, so I went as close to with the height. Ours is normally 5 7/8 high, but this one, it's 5 3/4, but then by the time you add the back mat on, it makes it a little bit higher as well, so it's close to 5 7/8. But the paper's cut at 5 3/4. And then my inside mats, my coordinating colour is this one. It's Night of Navy, 5.5 by 3 3/4. Your measurements for US are up the top here, so you can follow along with that. And then my inside white is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2, and I've just decorated that. I don't need a lot of writing room, so I've sort of filled it up. You can always put another panel on the back if you want more writing space. That's 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. I fussy cut this flower and I've just stamped the leaves. And I don't know if you can see the shine on the leaves. I've coloured them with the green and Wink of Stella on the brush. So that's those. And then my belly band is 9 by 1 1/4. And then there's a piece that goes onto that. Is 3 3/4 by 1. My voice is going to crackle all this morning. I've been good lately. Good morning, Gloria. Hello, Heather from Emerald City. Ah, we've moved at last. I don't know. We've looked up Emerald City and it just comes up as Emerald. So I'm not sure where Emerald City comes in. And that's my greeting, and I've got some embellishments to put on as well. You must have had a smooth move if you're out there already, all set up. So that's your measurements. You'll find those in the featured tab, so no need to copy them down or anything. Now we'll start. There's only a little bit of scoring and a little bit of cutting. Now I must stress here, when you score paper, because this is a lot thinner than cardstock, don't push too hard. You will tear if you go at it like you do with your cardstock and up and down. Don't do that because it will tear. So just do lightly scoring. And it's going at, this is with the long side at the top, 2 inches. I've got it highlighted here, so I'll tell you the correct one. 4 inches. If you're crafting along with me, let me know if I go too fast and I shall slow down a bit. That's 2 and 4 and 8 inches, which is way over there, and 10 inches. Now, it depends which way you want to, or we'll do the cutting first and then I'll explain the next bit, because you can refold I'll leave that over there because we'll need to cut in a minute. Now, you can fold these. Sometimes you can't see the score line. Just fold them all the one way to start with. So 2, 4, 8 and 10. Judy, that's fine. We've just started the card. I've scored this piece of paper. The measurements were up the other day and I've scored this at 2, 4, 8 and 10. Now you may not be able to see the score lines at the top. We'll do those in a sec. Now for Australian, you need down these sides here from the top here down to 2 7/8, which you're going to put a little pencil mark. We can rub these out when we're finished. So I've got one there, just on the 2. This will be the top. You'll see why in a minute where you can't have directional paper. 2 7/8 is there. I'm putting it a fair way in because I won't be able to see it. Now, we're cutting from this inner score line. There's one out here. You don't want that one. You want this one out here in the centre. So I'm going to put a pencil mark right on the score line as well so that you can see it, because lots of times you can't see your score line when you're cutting. So we'll get this back and we're going to cut from where I put that pencil mark at the top out to this, where is it? There. We're going to cut from that score line, so you're putting the score line in the track there, out to wherever it is, here, 2 7/8. We can rub those out, so 2 7/8, 2 7/8, there and there. So you're going to cut that piece off. So you're cutting through this outer score line here. Just make sure it's exactly in the track. I'm going to, doesn't matter where you start because you're not starting at a point. And the blade needs to be in. So, and you'll need this piece, so keep that. And then you're going to do the same on this side. So you've got the pencil mark there that's on the second score line in. down to this pencil mark here, which was down at 2 7/8. I don't know if I gave you for the US measurements, you're measuring down 2 3/4. I forgot to mention that, I think. Ours is 2 7/8 for Australia, and for US down the sides at 2 3/4. Beth, yes, 2 3/4. Sorry, I know. I remember. I forgot to tell you that. I'm working on this one. I'm getting lost in my conversation. So I'm going to cut that there. It'll be in the PDF if I miss anything, but please ask. So 2 3/4 down your side, from the top down, 2 3/4 for US. If you've got that. I hope you got that okay, Beth. Now, you shouldn't need that anymore, with a bit of luck. Now, this is where you need to decide what pattern you want. I was going to put the that on the outside, so this will be in the middle, which a lot of it will get covered by your mat in here. But I do want this flowery pattern, more of my flowery pattern showing, whereas this one here, I wanted the flowery pattern showing on that, but because of the direction paper, I couldn't do it, and I'll show you why. So this is going this way, and then this way. Fold that in and that in. Now, these pieces that you cut off, fold them back the other way. They'll come in as a flower. So you'll fold that in, and it's actually, I'll show you here. This one was cut off this side. When you flip it over, it's going over to this side. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? No, it's not. It's going over to this side. You're reversing the side. Don't worry about it. Once you get it, you'll see where it goes. Where am I going? So the short side will go up the side. Just keep turning it around, and you want that up that way. And just trying to work out which way I put it now. That way. So it'll go this way. You've still got your fold line here, so you need to fold that under. And this will sit with your long edge here, or not the real long edge, the long edge here faces upwards, and this second longest edge here, and actually it's the shortest edge, because this long edge there will go at the bottom. So if you open it out, it only goes one way. This point here will go to the corner there where you've cut down. I hope I'm making sense. I just had to remember what I did the first time. That'll go on there, and this one will go over here. So you've got the longest edge at the bottom and the shortest edge up the side. The angle cut will be in the center of the card itself. So we can glue those onto there. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. I'm going to make sure I put glue right in the corner as well. Not a real lot of glue, but make sure it's in the points. And then you're going to pop that down in that corner, and it will go to the middle score line there. And that will go nice and even along. Make sure it's nice and even along the edges on both the bottom and the side, like so. So keep your DSP open. And then this one can go on here. Something crashed out the front. Sounded like someone hit something. I'm not going out there, but our neighbour got a new car on Thursday. My hubby went over to have a look at it yesterday. He said it's almost the same colour as my car, but it's a big four-wheel drive that he bought. His wife passed away back in February this year, and he's on his own over there. He's just sold his 2 cars and bought one big one. Lovely man. So that's how that works. And then when you fold this in, you get that. How magical is that? Where's my bone folder here? Burnish those nice and flat. So that's how I wanted this one to look, more of the flowery pattern. But because I'll show you here. Don't know if it's going to work now that I've stuck it down. If I went the other way with that in the middle, like that, when I stuck these bottom pieces on, this was upside down. So that's why it's really difficult if you use directional paper. So I didn't want that much green showing. I wanted more of that pattern showing, if that makes sense. Just try it with a piece of scrap directional paper and you'll see what I mean. Yes, Jenny, lovely. So make sure all your score lines are nice and flat. And then this will just pop in here. I've already prepped all this ahead of time. Really quick card. The card I've designed one for next week. I was a bit slow this week with this one, but I've got one for next week now as well. And it's one I did years and years ago, and I thought I'd revamp it again. And it's really, really pretty. It'll take probably a little bit longer. There's quite a few pieces in it, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And that's going in there. Not difficult at all, this one. Good way to use up your DSP. You'll get the measurements for the US was 5.5, and this one is 5 3/4. So you can get 2 cards out of one sheet of 12 by 12 DSP. And you could do the reverse. You can use the one pattern on one way, this way, and then you could use it this way as well. So yes, go for it. Use up your designer series paper or your patterned paper. You do have to have reversible, so it's on pattern on both sides. Some papers you buy, it's only got a pattern on one side. So that's that. I've got my little flower showing at the top and my belly band. This one, I always put the join at the front. So just lay that on there. Pretty even in the middle. And just fold this in, keeping it nice and straight. Just give it a light pull, not heavy. You don't want it too tight, otherwise it's not going to slide. And that one there across. Just give it a little slide up and down. Now, I'm just going to use glue. I normally use tear and tape on my belly bands, but for this one, I'm just going to use glue. Now, you need to glue on the underside of one piece and the top side of the other end. So make sure you do that. I'm going to put the lid on that. It seems to be oozing out. And then we'll sit that back in there. Pull that one down flat. And don't pull it too tight when you close it up. Just loosely. You want to be able to slide it. We'll hold that for a sec. Thanks, Jeannie and Janine. Yes, Corinne, I love this paper. Pink and blue is my favourite. I think I say that every week. And as you can see, that's nice, just firm enough to hold it together without, that's what I meant about making sure you glue right to the points. And then I've got, we'll put this on first. This is just the little decoration piece. Actually, I'm putting, I think I'll stick with the flowers. I was going to put that side up. Yeah, I'll put the blue side up because we've got lots of flowers on the front. You can choose which side you want up for this one. It's got enough flowers on the front as it is, so we'll put it blue up. And if you do your greeting so it's big enough, it'll cover, I can just see the join there, but that's going to cover that. And my other piece, and I've put this, I usually put, if I'm doing a mat and a greeting, I put the mat flat. It's easier to keep it flat. If you put the dimensionals up, it sort of doesn't always sit well for me. That's what I prefer anyway. We can take the back, I've already put the backs on. These. Thanks, Amanda. I think the paper makes the card most of the time, depending on what paper you use. I'll show you the stamp sets and all that I use, and the paper, I think you would have known the paper by now. Now I'm going to put my glue all over the desk. I'm going to put my glue on the band itself, not on, because I don't want it oozing out in the wrong spot. If I miss and end up here or down here, it's going to stick the band to the base. So I'm putting the glue there, and then you can get your greeting nice and straight. Same both sides. Put that on. Just minimize that. If any store in Norway have your patterned paper. It's not a actual store, it's a group, it's a company, Stampin' Up it's called, and I'm not sure if anyone else can answer that question. I'm not sure if Norway deals in Stampin' Up. It's a company that you join, so I'm not sure. Thanks, Carol. They are pretty papers, but I know England and all of the UK can get it. I think Germany, France, all of those get they can get Stampin' Up products. You can be just a customer for Stampin' Up, but when it comes to, if you're a member, a demonstrator they call us. If I'm using US, where do I make my pencil marks? Oh, I did. I thought I gave you yeah, I did earlier. Pencil mark down the sides was at 2 3/4, and then pencil marks for both is on the inner score line of the two. So you've got your score lines here for US. No, that's not the US one. So this is the US one. From the top here down, yours is 2 3/4 inches down the sides, and put your pencil marks. I haven't even rubbed the pencil marks out on the previous one yet. That one there. And then you cut from your inner score lines, the two inner score lines, out to that pencil line. But I put pencil marks on there because sometimes it's hard to see the score lines, and if you miss by just a millimetre, it throws it all out. So you need to get them pretty exact. So that's that one. And then I've got some embellishments to put on this. I hope that answered your question. Thanks, Janine. I'm going to put the lid on my glue. Got stuff everywhere here. And my pick tool, and I'm going to use some of these. Petunia Pop is the colour. I'll just scatter some around. And I'll put a couple of big ones out here. I love these colours too. I've ordered some more of these because I've got a couple of packs, and some of the colours I've used them all, so I've ordered some more. So there you go, all done. I'll just move all my stuff. Thanks, Janine. Jeannie, thanks Debbie. Yeah, I'm not sure, you might need to contact someone else, or I don't know if you can even contact Stampin' Up. If they're not dealing with Norway, then I'm guessing not. Maybe go on to Amazon or one of those and have a look and see if you can get some patterned paper. That's all I can suggest. Thanks Carol and Gay. Tad late, but I'll watch the replay. Yes, Kay, thanks. I think I could use this DSP every time I create a card. Thanks, Trish. What is the name of the fold? The fold is called a Zig Zag Gatefold with a belly band. The PDF will be in the Files tab, and I shall post it all in there. Had a brief look. Doesn't seem to be one in Norway. Jump on to Stampin' Up website and email them. They're really helpful. Yes, thanks, Amanda. I know you can, if you hop on their website, you could probably ask them the question. There's usually a chat button on their website. If you go on, you can have a chat to someone. Just ask them where's the closest place you can get Stampin' Up products from. Thanks, Deborah. Yes, it's a good one to get started on. Thanks, Beth. I'm just reading everyone's comments. Lots of comments. Thank you. eBay also sells. Yeah, if you do go onto eBay, you would get retired because we're not allowed to sell. You can sell to customers and that, but you can't sell in a group like eBay or any retired groups. You can't sell current products from Stampin' Up. You can sell retired products. So just be aware that it'd be retired. Thanks, Carmel. Yeah. Thanks, Beth. Yep. You just have to hunt around, I think. You could, I was thinking maybe use two different sheets of paper, but that defeats the purpose. Wouldn't really work. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we shall finish up. That's my band for that one. That one's on, that one's on. Oh, I meant to show you what I used. So my happy birthday, this is all for this card here. My happy birthday is from the Loveliest Tree. My little circle dies, they're from Spotlight on Nature. There's the dies in there. Charming Day is the stamp set that I've stamped inside there and coloured the leaves. That's those. It's from Charming Day. This is one of my favourite sets at the moment. And the paper, I'll just get the paper out for you. It's this one here. It's called Floral Charm. And this is what it looks like for the lady from Norway. This is the patterned paper. There's that one there. These are all pretty. And it depends on what colours you like. So any of these would have worked. Oh, see, that's a directional paper. This one is not, it's still directional because the flowers are going up and down. That one's probably okay. Yeah, you could use that. And then you've got that on the back. All the colours coordinate together. So there's a few different, that's directional. So you'd have to watch. We've got lots of papers that are not directional, so you can go ahead and have a choice from those. Thanks, everybody. I shall put all that aside. That's all I've got. I'm busy now. I'm going to do some cooking for tomorrow. I've got my big workshop tomorrow. I've got 9 ladies tomorrow and 6 on Wednesday. And I'm going to do some home cooking, which I usually do every time, but I'm going to do some extras this time. And I shall catch you all again next Saturday. I shall put the measurements up on Tuesday for you, and I'll catch you then. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.